There we go. How's everybody today? Hey, hey Jolt, how you doing? Hey Jaeger. Yes, I do have my posture going well. And this. I got my Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. So how's everybody doing today? Got more than a few videos. Backlog continues to grow ever more powerful. And we're going to be going through these ones and trying to work our way through the ones that are some short, like TikToks and stuff like that as well. So, first thing, I mean, are you surprised? No, not really. I knew there was probably going to be a backlog when I opened up that channel in the Discord to begin with. So, we're just going to have to work our way through. All right. First one's first. Got the Fat Electrician Iowa class battleship, USS Wisconsin. Might as well get right into it. VOD should, yes, the VOD should have audio for Google Chrome, so we should be able to, everybody should be able to watch it. Alright, let's get started.
I am really
Jesus,
excited.
fuck. That was too loud. Fuck, ow, my ears. Pull that back a bit. There we go. Christ. Oh, that's why. It was at like 84. Gee, fuck. Okay. There, that's better. Okay. I hope nobody got ear damage from that. Oh my gosh, wow. Holy shit. Scared me. Oh, alright. Try again.
About this one. Today we're talking about the 4 best battleships ever made. They are known as the Iowa-class battleships. The Iowa class is comprised of the USS Iowa, the USS New Jersey, the famously short-tempered USS Wisconsin, and the USS Missouri, also known as Mighty Mo, where the Japanese Empire surrendered to the United States of America.
Good, you always have to turn up your volume to hear me, so it's not that bad? Okay, that's good.
Ending World War II. Weighing in at 45,000 tons, with 212,000 horsepower. Yeah, we're measuring in farm animals again. Yes, I know the metric system uses horsepower, but I'm okay with it. Because do you see the 3 big turrets on the battleship? Those are known as the Mark 7. Those 9 barrels have a maximum range of 24 miles. Not meters, not commie miles, fucking miles. And the best part.
That is... They're firing over the horizon at that point. Like, they can't see their opponent. That's how far away that is being launched. Fuck.
They shoot 16-inch shells. Those rounds are over 2,000 pounds apiece. Those are not freedom seeds. Those are fully mature red, white, and blue woods. I'm trying to tell you that when America starts lobbing the freedom fraction-sized bullets at you, you're probably going to have a bad time. That's not even all of its firepower. It's also got 10 Mark 12s that shoot 5-inch shells. It's like a freedom by the foot extravaganza. And then it's got 140 anti-aircraft guns and 52 autocannons. It's also got the best radar system of any battleship ever, meaning it's more accurate with all that firepower. So when you combine all that firepower with the accuracy, and the fact that it's one of the fastest battleships ever made, capable of traveling 33 knots, which is almost 39 miles an hour if you don't speak seaman, you have the best battleship ever.
Okay. So, like, from a nautical standpoint, anything faster than, like, 20-ish miles per hour is pretty fucking fast for a boat. Like, it's not speedboat fast, but, like, it doesn't need to be. That's so fast. That's so fast for a ship its size. Holy shit. Like, there are steamboats from way back when that don't go that fast. And they were made of wood. That's the truth of the U.S. military that most people don't get. They can accurately hit a target the size of a soda can with a missile from a helicopter from more than 4 miles beyond the horizon. I know, right? Like, 24 miles. That's how far away it can fire. That's a good bit inland if it's next to a coast. Like, no coastal city is safe at that range. Basically. And a good deal into it. Like, holy sh... That is terrifying. Holy crap.
Cue the comment section. Actually, the Japanese Yamada had bigger guns and was way bigger. It was better. Yeah, it was bigger. It was also...
I know a bit about the Yamada. That one, I'm gonna be honest. They were so scared of losing the Yamada, the Yamato, or whatever it's called, that they ended up not using it very much, if at all. Like, if they had it with, like, a good, maybe 6 or 7 supporting ships to help defend it, it probably would have been a lot more effective. But they were so scared of losing it, they never used it. At least not after the first time.
Also way slower, way less accurate. So if it was daytime and the sea was calm...
And then it got taken out by a whole bunch of other ships that were way faster. Able to actually properly target it.
Maybe it could take out an Iowa-class battleship. It's a good thing we have fucking 4 of them. Now, the Iowa-class battleships were so scary, the enemies intentionally avoided them. Meaning that they never really got to see a whole lot of action.
Okay.
I mean, the USS Wisconsin only got hit once, ever, and it was fucking pissed about it. During the Korean War, the USS Wisconsin and the USS Buck were going along the North Korean coastline. Their mission was to, quote, destroy railways, tracks, and surrounding mountains.
Wait, what?
Mountains. While conducting that mission, a single North Korean artillery emplacement fired upon them, striking one time with a 152mm round, creating a 30 by 20-inch hole in the wooden deck, causing almost no damage. At which point the USS Wisconsin turned all of its guns at the artillery emplacement and fired a full broadside attack. That is so much force that it would push the 45,000-ton ship 4 feet directly sideways from the recoil. Not only did they die on that hill, the hill died too. When the smoke cleared, the USS Buck sent a single radio transmission to the USS Wisconsin that said, quote, temper, temper. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoy my content and maybe like to buy me a beer about it, there's a link for that right here in my bio. If you're not watching this on TikTok, that link should be in the video description. That is also the link for all my shirts and stickers.
Wow.
Until next time, thank you for your service. Quack bang out.
They wiped that place out. Holy shit. You love that story? Oh my god, that's amazing. Oh, wow. That's incredible. Okay. Alright. I have quite a few of them on. Let's go with... Hello, Pika. How you doing today? I'm gonna go with... at least 3 more of this. And then we'll watch, I think... best remote control one. That'll be good.
Have you forgotten the lessons I taught you? Athena! Have you forgotten?
Back from your shower? Well, you just made it in time to watch one of your selection.
I see you changing from how I've designed you. Have you forgotten your purpose? Let me remind you. Goddess of wisdom, master of war. My life has one mission: create the great
Okay. Alright. So, I'm gonna pause here for a moment. Because I haven't really watched this whole thing. I've mainly just, had it in the background. So we could listen to it. Just grabs his head and heats him back to Earth. Yep. But it's quite clear in this that all of his best friends, the people he trusts implicitly on his crew, are just hanging out with him, And that is lifelong friendships. And all of them die. That is fucked up.
Maybe one day I'll reach him and we can build his skills as I teach him. If there's a problem, he'll have the answer. He is a warrior of the mind.
Show yourself. I know you're watching me. Show yourself. I can see you.
How can you see through my spell?
I was lying and you fell for my bluff.
He's such a little shit. Oh, I love it.
What's your name?
You first and maybe I'll do the same.
Nice try, but two can play this game.
Nah, don't be modest. I know you're a goddess, so let's be honest. You are Athena. Badass in the arena. Unmatched, witty, and queen of the best strategies we've seen.
If you're looking for a mentor, I'll make sure your time's well spent.
Sounds like a plan, goddess and man. Best
God, I love this
See
shit.
where it ends.
It's awesome.
Maybe one day they'll follow me and we'll make a greater tomorrow. Then they'll see I know we'll change the world, 'cause we are the warriors of the mind. Maybe one day we'll reach them and we can build their skills as we teach them. If there's a problem, we'll have the answer. We are the warriors of the mind. I still intend to make sure you don't fall behind. Don't forget that you're a warrior of a very special kind. You are a warrior of the mind. Don't disappoint me.
Jesus.
Over here. Look at all this food. Look at all these sheep. I can't believe this cave has all this for us to keep.
I've gotta hand it to you both. This is quite the treat. There are enough sheep here to feed the entire fleet.
It's almost too perfect, too good to be true. Why would the Lotus Eaters pass up on all this food? Hey there.
Ah, come on.
We're just travelers. We come in peace.
You killed my sheep. My favorite sheep. What gives you the right to deal a pain so deep? Don't you know that pain you sow is pain you reap? Time to drink your blood over where you stand. Your life now is in my hand. Before I'm done, you will learn that it's not so fun to take. You came to my home to steal, but now you become my meal. A trade you see, take from
Jesus.
There's been a misunderstanding. We never came here to steal. But now that I see we've done some damage, maybe you and I can make a deal. I'll give you our finest treasure, so long as we leave alive. You can keep the world's best tasting wine.
All right, Joel. I'll try it.
Have our drink. One sip and you'll understand the power that's in your
Thank you very much.
hands. A wine so fresh, you'd never want to eat human flesh again. Then we shall be on our way. No bloodshed in here today. A trade you see, gift from you and a gift from me.
Oh, that smug, lying face on him. The Lotus Eater, just the Lotus Eater fruit. He just put that stuff in there just in case. Holy shit.
I'd like to thank you. Stranger, what's your name?
My name is Nobody.
I love the little Lotus Eater on top of this.
Nobody.
Nobody.
Oh, the devil hordes on him. Holy shit.
One to reply.
I'm so glad we see eye to eye.
Yes, you shall be the final man to die.
What? Watch out!
Oh my gosh. Just the little that he did. Oh my gosh. Wow.
My brothers.
What made him famous among demigods? Yep. Very true. Of course, like, he kind of accomplishment farmed during this entire saga, didn't he? Accidentally did all the side quests first. I mean, yeah, he did, didn't he? Oh my gosh, no wonder he was able to beat Poseidon at the end of this whole thing. He fucking stole the experience from the rest of his crew members. Just like Snoop. Oh my gosh, Snoop Dogg has been doing so many. Holy shit. You know, he was one of the hosts for the Olympics. That's wild. Holy shit. Honestly, when I heard that, it felt like he just kind of walked into the room. Yeah, he also ran the Olympic torch. Yeah. I feel like he walked into the room and nobody stopped him, so he just stayed. That's what it feels like. I don't think anybody reached out to him. I think he just kind of showed up. Snoop Dogg, are you gonna stop him? I wouldn't. Oh. Bad happening. I'll pause it for a moment so that you guys can come back and see it. Okay? Anybody that's still around to do, I don't know, subs or something. Yeah, I know. Patrick Rage. All right. We'll pause it while the ads happen. Okay, you're back? Oh wow, that was quick. That was a fast ad. Holy shit. Okay then. Two ads? Oh, okay. The Lotus Eater looks so sad. Oh, all of them look like demons. Holy fuck. Jesus. It's terrifying. Holy crap. Oh, he got him. Oh, God. He got the kind one. The one that was holding them all back from going apeshit constantly.
What are our orders? Captain! Captain!
Odysseus is the Asian equivalent of Poseidon's son, Percy Jackson. I mean, kinda. I will say, low-key, Percy Jackson in the Percy Jackson series, probably stronger than Odysseus. Like, Percy, not Odysseus, probably stronger. Probably stronger than Odysseus. Mainly because not only does he do basically every single thing that Odysseus did, he did everything that Hercules did. Everything. He basically ran the gambit of every single feat that all of the other historical demigods did. And then to top it all off, he beat multiple gods. Just to pad his stats, basically. This wild shit. If you want to get really fucking wild, he beat a primordial. That's fucked up. Percy is ascending to godhood on TikTok. Oh yeah. Wild shit. I mean, he just might be in, like, the actual story. It's wild.
600 lives I'll take, 600 lives I'll break, and when I kill you, then my fate is over. You're dying here and now, escape is not allowed. You won't live through this day now.
Jesus. Fuck. Wine finally knocked him out. Holy shit. Hey! You really like that one, damn. Eat Aries and eat... I'm sorry. I'm trying to read what Jaeger said, but the fucking emote's getting
We
big.
must move quickly.
Beat Ares and he'd be a Titan in close quarters combat. Not just any Titan, the Titan of time. I know, right? Like, that's some bullshit right there. Like, damn.
This is not the end.
But Captain, what do we do with our fallen friends?
Remember them when the
Fresh.
fire begins to fade. For the fallen and afraid, we are not too late.
Oh yeah. Like, if you're talking about Ares and Kronos, yes, I agree, they are trash. Holy shit.
And our comrades will not die in vain. I need all our hands on this club. This is how we're getting out of here. Use your swords to sharpen a stub and turn it to a giant spear. His body is blocking the path. If we kill him, we'll be stuck inside.
Like, you want to see Percy fight Zeus after he ascends?
We attack him.
We gotta stab him in the
Honestly, he
eye.
could probably just fight Zeus now, honestly. Generally. Like, I don't think he needs to wait for godhood. I think he could solo him now at this point. And he soloed everything else, basically.
And our comrades will not die in vain. No!
Yo, I love this animatic regardless, but considering how the previous two animatics made the Cyclops look like an absolute demon, it just being a normal Cyclops in this is almost underwhelming, but at the same time, I'm interested to see where it goes.
Scatter!
Zeus needing both Poseidon and Hades to defeat Kronos, the Titan of Time. I will say, there is a caveat. Kronos was possessing a flesh and blood demigod during that fight. However, fighting everything else is kind of ridiculous regardless. I mean, Percy... Oh, hello, Cadet. How you doing today? Hey, welcome to the show. How you doing today? You were playing Genshin Impact. How did that go? You have a wonderful. I hope you had a wonderful time playing.
There are more of them?
Doing all right? You're pooped. Oof, oof. Well, you take a break then. Okay. Get hydrated. Do all the things you need to do. All right.
Run. Wait. Captain, please. Wait.
Oh, you need food? Okay. Oh, wow. Well, that.
Let's grab the sheep and away we go.
Oh, wow.
Have you forgotten the lessons I taught you? He's still a threat until he's dead. Finish it.
No.
No?
What good would killing do when mercy is a skill more of this world could learn?
Okay, so right here, I think Odysseus realized, thanks to other Cyclops' voices and how much louder they were, as well as how big the eyes were, at least for the purposes of the animatic, that the Cyclops they were fighting was a kid. And that's why, for the purposes of this, he's so reluctant to try and kill the Cyclops now. Mixed with, you know, all the other Cyclops, generally. Yeah. Athena's kinda... Like, he shouldn't be telling his name, of course. It's a dumbass move. Just completely. But I can see where he was coming from, even if he's being a complete moron.
Learn to use. My friend is dead. Our
I'm
foe is
nobody.
blind.
Exactly.
The blood we
Exactly.
shed, it never dries. Is this what it means to be a warrior of the mind?
Don't!
Hey, Cyclops! When we met, I led with peace, while you fed your inner beast. But my comrades will not die in vain. Remember them. The next time that you dare, choose not to spare. Remember them. Remember us. Remember me.
Oh, thank you for the follow, Cadet.
Reigning king of Mythica. I am neither man nor mythical.
He wasn't following? Really? That's surprising. But thank you for the follow regardless.
I am the infamous Odysseus.
Shame. Oh, holy shit. No, that is a demon. Holy shit. He's like, oh, I know exactly who to tell my dad about. Holy fuck. Just the gaping eye, like, holy shit. I don't know, he's just working. Gigantified bonk. Oh my gosh, holy crap. Alright, that's another 3 down. Another 4 down, actually. But regardless, that was good. That was good. We'll have to check out the next 4 next time as well. Damn! That was good. Alright then. Okay. One we're watching is Best Remote Control was made in 2005. This one's no bullying. No bullying. Alright. This one's from Pika. Let's see what it's about.
Hi, this is gonna sound crazy. I'm having some issues with my Harmony remote. Is it normal that it's showing me Super Mario smoking weed? Hello?
Get over here.
Hello?
Get over here.
This is the
there you
Logitech
go.
885 or 880 in
You
the
bully
US.
new
It's the
person,
same
so you
remote,
bully
but
them.
the American version doesn't
alright,
have the
alright.
color buttons for some reason. This remote was originally sold for $249.
Okay.
but I got it for $15. And
Nice.
probably the fact that this is now 18 years old has something to do with that price. So what is this thing, and why does it look like the illegitimate son of a Windows Media Center remote and a Motorola Razr? Everything begins in 2001 in Canada, when a company named Easy Zapper starts making weird-looking, convoluted remotes that are overpriced and can only be programmed using a USB cable and a computer that has to be connected to the internet.
Okay.
When the product was reviewed
done?
on live TV, the servers were not working and the host couldn't show how it worked. So yeah, we're talking about an overpriced, weird-looking remote for nerds. It wasn't the kind of product that had a wide appeal.
Jasper's
and by 2004,
all
the company making it, now
headed
named
out,
Intrigue
apparently.
Technologies, went bankrupt. No, sorry,
Okay.
I actually meant got acquired by Logitech for $29 million in cash.
Jesus.
What? Well, the reason Logitech spent $29
Actually,
million
from a-
acquiring that company.
Actually, you know what? That's not actually that much from like a corporate standpoint, but that's still a decent chunk of change, especially for such a small company.
And the reason I'm making this video is that this is not just a remote. It's basically a microcomputer in the shape of a remote. To understand why this is huge,
Okay.
we need to talk about how remote controls work. In order to make this simple, I'm gonna talk about how TVs do this, but it works exactly the same for everything that can be controlled using infrared, like DVD players, PlayStation 2s, AC units, your RAM. Almost every TV on the market comes with a small infrared sensor on
Okay,
front.
I am
so when
really
you press a button on
enjoying,
your TV remote,
the old
your
school
remote is actually working
TV
as a
vibe.
very, very small flashlight. And it is turning this infrared light off and on very, very fast with a slightly different pattern for every button on the remote. So when you press a button, your TV can see this light turning off and on super quickly and knows what every button, so every light pattern, means. Essentially, your TV remote is giving orders to your TV using these specific hard-coded light signals. Now that you understand this, it's
Right,
very
right.
easy to understand how universal remotes work. Your TV doesn't care what remote is sending the signal. And the way universal remotes work is simply by not only including the flashlight part, but also the sensor one. By using that sensor, they can see what pattern your TV remote is sending for every button and just memorize it and send it back to your TV, which is just looking for light patterns and doesn't care where they come from. The big problem
Right.
with universal
Well,
remotes, however, is that
I remember that because like I was able to turn on my TV with like what was it? It was this cool like I was able to turn on my TV and affect stuff via like this laser light pointer when I was 12, I think. So yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
teaching them every single button on your remote can be very time consuming. This is why most universal remotes are actually sold with a huge pre-installed list of the most common TV remotes
Remember
on
why
the
you
market.
hate
The way this
OW?
works is you buy the remote, you open the manual, you look up your
Overwatch.
TV code,
I
and
think
this
that's
is
the
a
one you're
very
talking
tedious
about.
process. You have to try every
Also
single one
fair.
of the codes for your brand
Valid
until
crash
you
out if it
hopefully
is
find
about
a
Overwatch.
combination that works with your TV. And if you don't find one, you have to go back to the store and buy another universal remote, and hopefully that one is gonna support your TV. And if you're wondering, isn't there any way to update the list, like the pre-installed list on these cheap universal remotes? No, because TV remotes and even cheap universal
just
TV
don't know how
remotes
to play.
are built extremely cheap. They're
Fair,
basically
fair,
flashlights
yeah.
that have to remember a very specific series of light patterns. They're stupid. This
Yeah,
is the reason
everybody wants to play their favorite character, and oftentimes their favorite character is DPS. And then you don't have a healer or a tank, and then you die.
why a TV remote can last like 1 year on 2 AA batteries. They don't consume any power because they are dumb. But what if they were not dumb? This is exactly
just got
what
back from the
Logitech
pool.
Harmony is. Harmony
Nice.
remotes
You
are
enjoy your time
smart
at the pool?
remotes. From day one, you got this USB port on the top of every Harmony remote, and using that, you can just connect the remote to your computer and
No
do
way.
all sorts of things.
That's so much fun.
More time
Nice.
to shoot than expected, and now my hair is blue. So this is Femi from the future here, and I'm here to tell you about my son, my Tom son. This VCR here, it is completely unremarkable. It's kind of a piece of crap, but it was the only VCR that I could find for cheap that wasn't being sold by scalpers on eBay. Fuck scalpers. I am not buying your goddamn VCR.
So-
Anyway, this VCR is nothing exceptional, but it works perfectly. It does what it needs to do for me. The problem is that it
So the remote is a programmable remote that you can customize to make it so that it can affect any TV, any VCR. That is wild. Okay.
didn't come with its own remote control. Before getting this Harmony remote, I actually already owned a Flipper Zero. If you don't know what that is, it is basically a gadget/hacking tool that you can use to play around and do all sorts of stuff with infrared and radio frequencies and USB rubber ducky. But yeah, technically speaking, this thing is perfectly able
Heard
to
a
work
caller
with my
name.
VCR.
Nick.
It can work as a
Yes,
universal
that was
remote,
Jasper.
and it does work as one with a lot of stuff
Oh,
that I use
he locked
daily.
himself into my
That's not the
room.
case
One
with my
second.
VCR
I'm gonna
for
keep this
very
on because I'm
stupid
still
reason.
listening to.
In order for me to
Well,
give
I
orders
need to
to
go
my son,
rescue Jasper
my
so he can
Tom
go
son,
do his
using my
business.
Flipper Zero,
One
someone
second.
that has my same VCR and the remote would have to scan every button and then upload that data to one of the many free online databases compatible with the Flipper. As you probably can guess, that never happened. You can't find the infrared codes to control this VCR online, except if you have a Harmony remote, because in that case, it is just a speed run, baby. You just literally search for your TV model or VCR model and download from Logitech's database of 275,000 remotes. This happens because if you somehow have a device that is not already in the Harmony database, you can make your Logitech remote learn, just like with other universal remotes. But when you do that, your configuration, this new device, gets automatically added to the database. You don't have to put any effort into it. This is why since 2001 these
Oh.
remotes need the
All
internet,
right,
and
I'm back.
also why the database is so huge. Because it is a collection of every
The
single
TikTok,
remote
Pika?
every
Alright, we'll
single
watch that
Harmony
after,
user ever cloned
we're done
since
with this one.
2001. This huge amount
Still
of
got
data
more than
was
a few
probably
things.
a reason alone
we're gonna
to
be,
acquire the company for Logitech.
going
But
through a lot.
this is not even the selling point of these remotes. It's not even the main feature, because we're talking about a
Or
Logitech
that few,
product
okay.
from the pre-iPhone era. You know when tech used to be cool and you could just customize anything in software? The 885 was the first Harmony remote with a color screen. And
Wow.
in 2005, that means you can upload whatever you want as your background image and look at it whenever you're using
That's
your remote.
fun.
Unless your remote is charging, because in that case, it is going to show you some pictures of itself. You can
Ah,
easily
that's
change the
weird.
slideshow pictures by simply connecting the remote to your computer. In my case, I have personally went with the
Ow.
tasteful choice of only uploading
This-
pictures of cats and one picture of Margaret Thatcher, like a Russian roulette, just to leave house guests mildly confused. But the key feature of Harmony remotes are the activities. These are basically gaming macros in real life. Okay, so I have a TV here with a VCR, and let's say I want to watch a movie, okay? Normally, I'd have to take the TV remote, turn on the TV, change the input to AV, take the VCR remote, turn that on, press play. So this takes a bit, okay?
Yeah, that makes.
But with this
All
thing,
right.
you can just press the watch VHS button.
No way.
Yeah, it is doing everything with one click. Even in
Holy
2024, this
shit.
is fucking insane. The way this works is you basically
It's
tell the
wild.
remote to emulate other remotes in a specified custom order. You can even
That's
tell
insane.
it the exact
You can't even do that with a normal thing in, like... You can't even do that with a modern-day remote. That's insane. Holy shit.
delay between each button press. If you're controlling a TV, you can even automate changing to a different channel
Oh,
and actually
wow.
upload the PNG of every channel you want to add. It's insane.
Wild.
I'll be honest, I originally just got this for my parents and because I was curious, but I didn't intend to actually use it daily because if I want to control anything around my house, I either use my phone or my flipper. So I was already covered, but this thing is just comfortable. Like, if you use your phone to control your TV, you have to open an app and click on a screen that simulates buttons. And if you're using an iPhone, you're effectively sending information to your TV, for example, using Wi-Fi, and that's stupid. I can use this. It's infrared.
That's fair.
I can just select the device and send whatever I want. If I want to turn up the volume, that's it. If I want to control something using my phone, I have to look at the screen, I have to actually see what I'm touching because everything is flat. It's a screen. Here, it's a remote. Even if I'm not looking at the remote, I can feel the buttons I'm touching. I can use this in the dark and know, like, with tactile feedback, what I'm doing. I have a YouTube activity here that turns on my TV, turns on my Xbox, and tells my Xbox to boot into the YouTube app. Everything with one click. I genuinely love this remote, and it's become the main way that I control media-related stuff around my house.
It can control your Xbox and a whole bunch of other bullshit too.
It only works.
A tenor. Okay, alright. Been booped.
Works with infrared, so if you have an Apple TV...
Let me real quick add the things that you... Okay, I'm trying to... Same shape. Confirm. Off. There we go. Christ. Anyway. Trying to do. There. Oh, it's a cover thing. Okay. We're going to be watching the rest of this, and then we're going to be watching some noms on Gep.
Or anything that works with Bluetooth. Yeah, you're not going to be able to use this,
my
but
hat.
for anything infrared-based that requires media buttons, it has a big screen, a lot of buttons, and it even has a tilt sensor. It actually can tell when you're picking it up and automatically turn on its screen. If you can find one of these for cheap, it's perfect. And if you're a gamer, they even made an Xbox 360 version for some reason. It's identical to the other ones, but it has the gaming buttons. But this device is still 18 years old, so it is not perfect. The battery that it's using, this is not using batteries like normal remotes. It's using a rechargeable proprietary battery that unfortunately has a tendency to turn into a spicy pillow. So you might want to check that if you don't want a fire hazard in your house. And also the way you charge it is you put the remote in this docking cradle thing. But yeah, my dock, when I received this, it wasn't working. There's my hair here. I have long hair. I'm a girl.
There we go.
Anyway, the reason this happens is because to charge the piece on the remote here, have
However,
to
that's been
physically
delayed
touch the
so
piece
long
on the
that
charging
it was
cradle.
supposed to come
I
out
easily
before the
fixed
Promise
this by
branch
just
even happened.
disassembling the cradle
Fauna,
and
Bay,
slightly
Kronii,
bending the pins and also putting some electrical tape to keep them slightly raised. I don't know if this is the correct way to solve this problem, but that's how I did it. But the other thing that has aged terribly is the software, because I forgot how weird software from 2006 felt. If you're using Windows, you don't have to worry. Everything still works. And even on Windows 11, you can just download the old Logitech software and it's gonna work, like plug and play. It's perfect. If you're using Mac or Linux, then it's gonna be different. There are some open source implementations of the Harmony software for Linux, but I'm a Mac user, I have an Apple Silicon Mac, and the way I made everything work was just by simply just making a Windows 11 VM and giving it USB access. So that's how you run the software. Cool. But the software itself, let's say it is okay for 2006 standards. It has you click on a lot of buttons to do the most basic stuff. The first time you run the software, it might look like it's crashed, and it is not. It is downloading and caching the entire huge database. Just leave it be, and in like 10 minutes, it's gonna work fine. Overall, not the best user experience, but it works, despite being 18 years old. And that's definitely enough for me. And here's where I have to give you the worst news in this video, and that is that if you want to buy a remote like this from Logitech right now, you can't. They stopped making this. The Harmony line was discontinued in 2021, despite people being very satisfied with it. And I think the main reason is that these things are basically immortal. If you buy a remote control that can do anything,
I agree,
it's well built,
I would love to be able to program my
you're not going to
remote.
buy another one for a long while. So there's not a lot of profit to be made there. There are some alternatives like a sofa baton, but I haven't tried those and they are pretty expensive. Quick note here, the newer Harmony remotes actually had Bluetooth and LAN and Wi-Fi, but just like the sofa baton, even on the used market, they are pretty expensive and I haven't tried those. There is also a version of my remote, the 890, which is identical but has a RF module built in, so you can repeat the signal between rooms, like you can use infrared in different rooms. All I can tell you is, if you liked this remote in the video, just go on eBay or whatever and try to find a cheap one. These things go for like $15-20 and they are worth it even just to play around, or more practically they are very useful if you have some like trash big TVs or VCRs and you want to have the remote codes for that. Because the Logitech Harmony database is huge. It's even big how TVs do this, but it works exactly the same for every unit in 20 baton. It's worth it buying one of these even just to get those codes. Actually, I want to point out that if you have a Flipper Zero or a smartphone that can learn infrared, you can effectively use a Harmony remote to expand the existing open source infrared databases by simply downloading remote data into your Harmony remote and having your Flipper learn it. Then you can just post it online and make everyone happy. But in my case, and for my parents, this is gonna be a daily driver. It's just that comfortable, and it reminds me of the era when Logitech wasn't afraid to experiment and put LCD screens in TV remotes.
That's weird.
And also
fire breath is not
somewhere else.
Some reason. I'm gonna have to fix that. That's weird. That's working.
Yeah, the Harmony remote was not a one-off. Logitech and a whole lot of other companies were kinda just throwing shit at the wall to see what sticked, and they made some very interesting and weird products that have been completely forgotten in time. And I've been cooking. I want to change that. I'm trying to find interesting shit.
I'm gonna have to fix that.
But the only reason I'm
clearly something's went wrong with that. Sorry, everybody. Looks like my fire breath is busted for now until I figure out what's wrong with it.
Because of your support, because of
I'll
you
figure it out,
me.
though.
So
I'll figure it out.
Thanks for that. You're making this possible.
Just getting sprayed.
Especially thanks to my Patreons, because they are financially making all of this possible. Thanks to them, I got my computer fixed after the network
Don't have anything
issue,
intensive going on. I can work on this in the background and fix it.
Used computer marketplaces for stuff like this. So if you like what I'm doing here and you want to support the channel, consider subscribing to my Patreon. You get access to behind the scenes stuff, to scripts, and if you join the HD resolution tier, you actually get to have your name in the credits. And normally it's just a scrolling list, okay? But I find it kind of boring sometimes, so when I have the occasion, like with this video, I try to do something special.
That's fun. Oh, that's fun. Okay. Pause that. Now let's do most gangster marine all time.
Alright, go ahead and make your prediction now. Who would win in a fight? 200 Kung Fu practitioners with melee weapons, or 1 Marine with a machine gun? Today we're talking about the most gangster Marine ever. A man so remarkable that General Lejeune himself would declare him to be the most outstanding Marine of all time. A man that was so fierce on the battlefield that General Smedley D. Butler, one of only 2 Marines to ever receive the Medal of Honor twice, would declare him to be the fightingest Marine he ever knew. Ladies and gentlemen, the only other Marine to receive the Medal of Honor twice, Sergeant Major Dan Daly. Born in New York on November 11, 1873, Dan Daly would grow up competing as an amateur boxer as well as working as a paperboy. And while working as a paperboy might seem like the useless details you throw in at the beginning to humanize the main character, in this case, it's anything but, because him working as a paperboy would create a butterfly effect through time that would change the US military as a whole. You see, you gotta remember that this is the late 1800s and information and news didn't spread the same way it does today, so working as a paperboy back then meant that he always got the newspaper newspaper, meaning that he had more information at his fingertips than 99% of the population. Because of this, he would be able to closely follow the exploits of future President Theodore Roosevelt and his famous Rough Riders all throughout the Spanish-American War. And this would go on to be his inspiration to join the US Marine Corps, hoping that he too would be able to fight in the Spanish-American War. So that's exactly what he would do on January 10th, 1899, when Dan Daly would enlist in the United States Marine Corps at the age of 16 years old, coming in at only 5'6" and 135 pounds. But hey, as the old adage goes, it's not about the size of the dog in the fight, it's about the size of the fight in the dog. You see, the real problem here wasn't his stature, but the fact that he joined to fight in the Spanish-American War, and the Spanish-American War ended on December 10th, 1898, exactly 1 month prior to his enlistment date, but the news hadn't spread that far yet, so he ships off to training anyways. So fast forward, he finishes up training, realizing the Spanish-American War is over. He's kind of like, meh, I mean, the Spanish got off lucky, can't help it. I mean, let's face it, I'm gonna get the action I'm looking for at some point, right? This is America. We've been a country for like 124-ish years at this point. We've been not in armed conflict for all of like 45 seconds at this point. Surely something's gonna pop up soon. So he ends up getting put on ship duty over in the Asiatic fleet on the USS Newark. And sure enough, like after a month of being there, the Boxer Rebellion breaks out. And his ship is close to being able to respond. Dan Daly. Alright, real quick, oversimplified explanation of what the Boxer Rebellion is in case you have absolutely no idea. At this point in time, China had really just been opened up to the rest of the world, and foreign influence is just flooding in. You have Western businesses going in there trying to make money. You've got Western governments going in there being like, hey, you guys want some democracy? And then you had missionaries going in there also trying to spread Christianity. And all of this influence came so fast, so quick, that a large portion of the Chinese population felt that it was too much, too soon, and they started to push back and started a nationalist movement. Part of this nationalist movement was a bunch of young men that practiced Kung Fu. Now, to somebody from the West, Kung Fu looks an awful lot like shadow boxing, so they just referred to these young men as boxers, hence the term Boxer Rebellion. These boxers got together, started their own little club called the Society of the Righteous and Harmonious Fist, and then proceeded to run around beating the shit out of and or killing every foreign diplomat, businessman, and missionary they could find. And it is at that point that the Marines get sent in. So Private Daly and the rest of the Marines show up to Peking, China, which would later go on to become known as Beijing, the capital of China, at which point they promptly and immediately take over a large legation center on the southern border wall of the city, known as the Tartar Wall. They then gather up all the refugees they can find, get them inside the legation center, and set up a defensive perimeter. Things are going well, now we're just waiting for reinforcements. The problem, hours and hours go by, the reinforcements don't show up, and it's about to be dark out. So at this point, the Marine leadership's thinking like, hey, the reinforcements are definitely on the way. They wouldn't just leave us here, which means the reinforcements have gotten lost because, I mean, let's face it, if there was ever a time or a place where the directions of go to the giant building on the big fucking wall wasn't specific enough, it would be in China, right? I mean, they're known for their big-ass walls. It's kind of their thing. So they're lost out there. We need to go find them before nighttime. Otherwise, they're going to get ambushed by like 1,000 of these Kung Fu guys, and they're all going to get killed. So we're all going to leave, go find the reinforcements, and come back. Private Daly, you're going to stand guard here by yourself. Now, I don't know what the logic was behind this. I don't know if it was like, fuck Private Daly, he's the new guy, he can have the shitty job, or if it was like, hey, Private Daly's a new guy, this mission's really dangerous, let's leave him here where it's safe. Or maybe they knew he was the main character and that he had plot armor. I have no idea. Either way, Private Daly is now effectively playing goalie for America for all of these refugees. So sure enough, like an hour after all the other Marines leave, hundreds of Boxer rebels show up and they're looking for a fight. Now, a couple of them have guns like muskets and stuff, really outdated weaponry. By and large, they're all carrying traditional Chinese martial arts weapons like swords, bow staffs, what have you. Some of them are even just rocking the old meat mittens, but they're looking for a fight either way. And this is shaping up to be one of the most ridiculous battles of all time. I mean, this is the type of stuff you get drunk at the bar and ask your buddy, like, hey, you think you could take on all 300 Spartans if you had a machine gun? Like, that's exactly what's about to go on here. I mean, in one corner, you've got an 18-year-old Marine with a machine gun, and in the other corner, you have 200 martial artists with, like, bow staffs and shit. You literally have Gun Fu versus Kung Fu, okay? And here's the kicker with the entire thing. The Society of the Righteous and Harmonious Fist legitimately and wholeheartedly believes that their martial arts training has made them impervious to bullets.
So I would say yes, but only for the most basic machine guns from way back when. Yeah, this is not going to end well for anybody that does not have range superiority. They're basically fighting the equivalent of about 100+ archers without shields currently. I don't think it's going to end well for these guys.
Yeah.
No, you're saying due to the brass armor.
So this entire horde of Kung Fu fighters just starts running at Daly as fast as they can as he opens fire with his machine gun, and they fight well into the night. The rest of the Marines are a couple miles away.
Brass
they found
armor
the
isn't
reinforcements, but now it's
necessarily
too dark
that
for them to
great,
travel in this
at least in
rioting city
comparison
at
to
night
steel
safely.
and a
So
whole bunch
they've
of other
adopted
stuff.
a little defensive position,
It
and they're just
might
holding
stop
position until
one or
daylight.
two,
They're literally forced
maybe.
to just sit there and listen to the machine gun fire and the
Incredibly tough,
yelling
but
and
also
the
super
screaming
brittle.
and machine
Yeah,
gun fire.
it will
machine gun
eventually
fire.
shatter.
And then
That's the
suddenly the
problem.
machine gun runs out of ammo, and then there's bolt action rifle fire, bolt action rifle fire. He gets the machine gun reloaded. There's more machine gun fire, and this goes on for hours, and then it progressively just gets slower, and there's less machine gun fire and less screaming and less machine gun fire and less screaming, and then suddenly it just stops. At this point, the Marines have to accept the fact that their friend has just died courageously in battle, fighting an entire mob
they
by
think he's
himself
dead,
because they left
Fuck.
him alone. And all the civilians that they've been tasked with protecting are going to be slaughtered. And now all they can do is sit there and wait for the sun to come up. So the sun comes up and the Marines start making their way back to the legation center, but they're kind of dragging their feet because, well, they know what they're going to find. They're really just there to recover the remains of Private Daly and make sure that those are taken care of. And they start making their way there. And as they get closer, they're like, man, Private Daly really took out a lot of these guys. That's impressive. And they get closer and like, holy shit, he took out a ton of these guys. This is the most aerodynamic mass grave I've ever seen. And they get to the top of the wall, and there's Private Daly smoking his pipe, leaning up against his machine gun. And they're like, holy shit, you made it. He's like, yeah, why wouldn't I? Well, we heard the machine gun stop firing and we just assumed that you'd been killed. He's like, no. I only quit firing because they quit coming. Dan Daly has effectively pulled off the
Damn.
impossible. He has single-handedly
Holy
defeated
shit.
200 rebels by himself, saving all of the civilians as well as saving the day. All the Marines are like, holy shit, we're going to nominate this guy for the Medal of Honor
Should
because
have
this
it.
is incredible. All the businessmen and the delegates are like, oh my god, we've seen what one Marine can do, and now we've got 1,200 Marines. We're definitely going to make it out of this alive. Hooray. And all the missionaries are like, oh my god, this is not what we meant when we said we wanted to make these people more holy. Shortly after this, Dan Daly would be awarded his first Medal of Honor for the battle, and then he would go on to continue serving in the Marine Corps as if nothing had happened. Okay, fast forward 15 years, now Gunnery Sergeant Daly has been involved in every military conflict the US has for the past 2 decades. He is one of the most experienced combat veterans in the entire US military, and he is a living legend in the Marine Corps. And on October 24th of 1915, Gunnery Sergeant Daly would find himself leading a platoon of men through Haiti during the Cocos Rebellion. Just after his entire company would cross a river, his entire company would be attacked on all 3 sides by over 400 Cocos rebels, forcing them to retreat back into the river. And while doing so, the horse carrying the crew-served machine gun would be shot and sink to the bottom of the river, as the remaining Marines continued to cross the river before adopting a defensive position to repel the attack until nightfall. It is now pitch black outside, and Gunnery Sergeant Daly knows as soon as the sun comes up, they are going to get attacked again, and the only chance they have is to get that machine gun back from the bottom of the river. So he takes off by himself in the dark of night, goes all the way back to the river, and just begins diving to the bottom of the river, trying to find this dead
Damn.
horse with the machine gun strapped to it. And after hours of trying, he finally
Dark
finds
humor
this
joke
horse,
night.
manages
Yep,
to go
yep.
down, untie the machine gun, come back up for air, go back down again, getting pieces, ammunition, the gun itself, the tripod. He gathers up all of this stuff, gets it out of the river, and then straps it to his back and carries it back to his men. Bear in mind, that is over 200 pounds of equipment, and this guy is 5'6", 135 pounds, but he gets it done anyways. Now, Marines believe in a couple things when it comes to a gunfight. Number 1, bring a gun. Number 2, bring friends with guns. Number 3, decide to be aggressive enough, quickly enough. If you're not picking up what I put down, I'm trying to tell you that he is not about to
Fort
use this
King.
machine gun
Oh,
for
yeah.
self-defense. He's about to use this machine gun for self-offense. First thing in the morning, he gets his men together. They launch an attack first, scattering the enemy into the jungle, retreating, and Daly has effectively saved himself and all of his men, earning himself his second Medal of Honor. Fast
Nice.
forward 2 years, June 1st, 1917. It's
Definitely
World War
deserved
I,
it.
and
Holy
Daly is
shit.
now a first sergeant, leading an entire platoon of young, inexperienced Marines into the Battle of Belleau Wood. If you don't know the Battle of Belleau Wood, the Germans are just rampaging through France, making a beeline right towards Paris. And at Belleau Wood, the US Army, the Marine Corps, the French Army, and the British Army all get together to stop the German military in their tracks. Now, this made it not only a strategic battlefield, but a symbolic battlefield, because how dare you stop the mighty mighty German military. Now
Yeah,
they're going to
true.
hit back twice as hard just to prove that it was a fluke. Because of this, right after they stopped the German
Right,
military on
right
June 1st,
before
the
the
French
downfall
military
and
is like,
everything.
okay, we stopped them, let's take the W and head back to Paris and we'll fight from there. We don't want to get slaughtered in this wood line by the Germans because they're pissed. And it is at this point that the Marine leadership famously responded by saying, and I quote, retreat, hell, we just got here. And then the Marine Corps pretty much dons their
Yep,
gas
yep.
masks, fixes
Classic
bayonets, and
Marine
proceeds
moment
to
right
fight
there,
their
damn.
ass off for the next 26 days straight. Okay, here's what I need you to understand. On paper, the Marine Corps should absolutely not win this fight. They are both outnumbered and outclassed. The German military is one of the most veteran fighting militaries on the planet.
about
at
to
this
drop
point
a
in
new
time.
song?
And the Marine
Oh, that's
Corps is
cool.
primarily comprised of a bunch of 18-year-old kids that have never seen combat. However, leading
Good for
those
them.
18-year-old
Hope
kids
it's a good
is a
one.
bunch of fucking
Probably gonna be a
badasses
good one,
like Dan
so.
Daly. Okay, this video started with him being a paperboy from New York. He is now a 45-year-old man with 2 medals of honor that has been in the Marine Corps since he was 16 years
Like in a
old.
minute.
This
Oh,
man is a
wow.
grizzled veteran that has been there, done that, and has a t-shirt, and he is about to don his plot armor and fuck shit up. So the Battle of Bellewood kicks off on June 1st. Pretty much immediately, First Sergeant Daly's lieutenant gets shot, and he is now out of the fight. Okay, if you don't know what that means, the officer is the one guy on the battlefield that sorta kinda pretends like he gives a fuck, and he is now gone. The regulator is off the war machine, and First
Watch its
Sergeant
premiere.
Dan Daly is now in charge of his entire company, unopposed.
We're
Fast
almost
forward
done
June
with the
5th, German
video.
artillery
We
strikes the
can
ammunition
check
depot,
that out
lighting
in a
everything on
moment.
fire. Dan Daly
And
leads
I'm
his
gonna
entire
guess
platoon
that's
in,
probably
sets
gonna
the
have a
fire out.
lot of people doing that, watching that at the same time. So I don't want to destroy the stream because we got blasted with like hundreds of people all at once talking about that stuff, you know?
Prevents all the ammunition from exploding, saves the entire battle. Fast forward 5 days, June 10th, the German machine gun squad would
So
try to advance
we can
on
watch
Daly's
that
company.
after this,
Daly
okay?
would get up by himself with nothing but 3 frag grenades and his Colt
Feel free to
1911,
say and
using
send
the
a
3
link to the
grenades
video,
disable
though,
the machine
okay?
gun before approaching, shooting their commanding officer, killing him, and taking the other 14
You have
Germans
30
as
seconds.
prisoners of war.
I
Fast forward a couple
have
of hours,
shit.
still June 10th, Dan Daly looks around at the
We'll be
faces of the young men
fine,
that he's
Pika,
leading
don't
through this
worry.
battle, and they're looking tired. They're looking like this is the worst time of their life, and it is at this point that Dan Daly decides that he needs to get aggressive enough quickly enough. This battle's effectively been a stalemate for the last 10 days, and he's had enough of this bullshit, so he gets up, walks right out into the open in this wheat field that's functioning as no man's land between the Marines and the Germans. He looks at the Germans' line, turns around, looks at his Marines, and yells, "Come on, you sons of bitches, do you want to live forever?"
I love it.
before charging at the German line. All of his Marines, that's Dan fucking Daly, were gonna follow him, so they charged too. In an act of pure hyper-aggression, Dan Daly's company would catch the Germans off guard and would actually manage to punch through their line, causing all the other Marines to become hyper-aggressive and attack as well.
Yeah.
Effectively setting off a chain reaction that would lead to the Marine Corps pushing the Germans all the way out of Bellewood over the course of the next 16 days, where on June 26, American High Command would receive a single telegram, and I quote, "Woods, now Marine Corps entirely," giving America its first
that's
win
awesome.
in World War I, and the Marine Corps its new moniker. Due to the blatant hyper-aggression of the Marines, the Germans began calling them the Teufelhunden, or the Devil Dogs. And it's all because of the actions of First Sergeant
That's
Dan
a hell of an
Daly.
epithet,
After the Battle of
fuck.
Bellewood, Daly would continue to serve throughout World War I until on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month of 1918, the Germans would surrender, effectively ending World War I, which is why in America we celebrate Veterans Day on November 11th, which is also,
That's
by
awesome.
sheer coincidence, I'm sure, Dan Daly's birthday.
Holy
the guy's the
shit.
main character. I don't know what to tell you. So then, because Dan Daly was like the
that's
badass at the Battle of
wild. That's
Bellewood, he gets
wild.
put up for yet another Medal of Honor, potentially becoming the first man in American history to pull off the Medal of Honor hat trick, getting the three-peat. Absolutely everybody that was there that day all signs off on it. His men, his chain of command, they do the paperwork, they send it off to DC to get this man his medal. Then the political side is like, no, absolutely not. We don't care if he
Oh,
earned
fuck
it or
off.
not. It's
That's
not
some
about getting
bullshit.
what you deserve. It's about doing what we think is fair, and we don't think it's fair that he should get 3 medals of honor, so we're just not going to give it to him because we said so. Go fuck yourself. So instead, they go ahead and they give him the
So, like usual, the politicians wanted to make it all about themselves, so they couldn't have this grunt in their eyes being this recipient of the Medal of Honor again for the 3rd time, because that's too much attention on them. Has to be all about them all the time. Typical politics. Yeah, that pisses me off. Oh my god.
Distinguished
I
Service
totally
Cross
deserved it,
and the
too.
Navy Cross, which, if you don't know, both of those are like tied for the second highest military honor, because apparently second plus second equals first, I guess. Anyways, so he gets those instead. And then, bear in mind, this is 1919, right after World War I. Like a month later in 1919, the military creates a new law that you're only allowed to earn 1 Medal of Honor. Okay, Dan Daly is so fucking gangster, they literally had to change the rules on how many times you're allowed to achieve the highest honor in the military.
Oh,
After World War
wow.
I, he would retire as a sergeant major, having turned down becoming a commissioned officer on multiple occasions, citing that he would rather be an outstanding sergeant than just another officer. He would then go on to work as a bank security guard, where for 17 years he would be the living embodiment of the world's shittiest lottery ticket for anybody dumb enough to try to rob that bank. Could you imagine just being some bank robber trying to get some quick cash and you run into the most gangster Marine of all time? Okay, I'm just gonna throw it out there. He didn't retire from being a bank security guard until 1936, and John Dillinger's bank robbing spree was from 1933 to 1934. So for a couple of years there was a significantly greater than 0% chance that the world almost got the ultimate clash of the bank robbing gangster and the most gangster Marine to ever live. And I'm gonna go ahead and write that down in my book as the coolest thing to never actually happen. In conclusion, Mark Twain is frequently accredited with the famous quote, "It's not about the size of the dog in the fight, but the size of the fight in the dog," when in reality it wasn't Mark Twain that said that first. It was actually Dwight D. Eisenhower, 5-star Army General and the 34th President of the United States, somebody that would have known good and well who Sergeant Major Dan Daly was. And I think that maybe, just maybe, he had that 5'6", 135-pound devil dog on his mind when he came up with that quote.
I love
Thanks
it.
for watching. Best way to support the channel is go buy some merch at thefatelectrician.com. Quack bang out. I cannot believe that my favorite character from Starship Troopers is actually based off Dan Daly, and I had no idea.
Come on, you hey! You want to live forever?
I love it.
Expect the best,
I love it.
and I give the best.
Hell
Here's
yeah.
the beer.
Hell yeah. That was great. That was fantastic. All right, Pika. Said Kronii releasing a new song, so check that out real quick. You love that one? Yeah. Okay. 6 minutes ago, Suki Daisuki, apparently. Okay. I'm just sitting here, oh my god, she's gonna get us. Pika over there. God, I wish a woman would just absolutely kill me. Seriously. She full blown yandere. I love the vibe, but holy shit. You love Kronii, lol. Fair, fair. Damn. Alright. Shit. Hey then. Also adore yanderes. Alright. Ah. Like Jaeger might have left. Huh. I guess we can wait on this one then. Here we go. Your management. I'm gonna turn this on. I will be right back. I still have my headphones on, so I will be listening to it. But I need 1 second.
The one that I had to bring a different beret for, and the one that I had to constantly make sure my boots were polished for. That one was the same one that I got sent to anger management for, because I told him that he was a fuckhead and he would be dead and gone before he would get any of the cabinets that I had.
I'm sorry, did you say cabinets? Were you hoarding cabinets as well?
No, I had done my on-the-job training. I had gone to my actual unit, and the Army, in its infinite wisdom, had decided to send me to a forward support company. The way a forward support company worked is now, instead of having all this expertise that you can pull from a whole shop filled with mechanics or a whole shop filled with armors, you now have one armor. Private First Class Zach.
You were in charge of everything.
Who has spent 3 weeks as on-the-job training. And that's all the experience. I had no idea how to fill out the correct forms. I knew how to fix guns. I didn't know how to fill out forms. I didn't know how to get things. I didn't know what kind of parts I was going to need to order.
Okay.
And they basically went, Figure it out. So when I got to the company that I was in,
I'm back.
Immediately, there are unit armors coming to me and saying, I need this fixed, I need this fixed, I need this fixed. I have 24 M4s that need to be gauged. I have all these things that are broken, and I need this fixed. And I'm like, cool, I don't have any parts, I don't have any gauges, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm inside this brick building. I had to go through every manual for every weapon that was used by the 6 infantry companies I'm supposed to support.
There we go.
I had to go through every manual, look at every weapon, and go,
Oh, it was
I'll
way
probably
louder
need
than
this
it should have
part,
been.
and I'll
Okay.
probably need this part, and I'll probably need this one. I don't
There
think
we
I'll
go.
need
That
this
fixed
part.
it.
I had to guess at all this stuff. So I came up with this massive, and it took me months. I came up with a massive list of parts that I was going to need in quantities of things. I ordered all those parts, and then the parts got to me in cardboard boxes and plastic envelopes. And I have no way to organize these parts. I didn't go to college.
Yes,
I went into the military. So I have no idea how to organize a whole part system. Anytime someone's like, oh, Zach's so dumb, I'm just like, you have no idea the amount of fucking work I have. That's one of the reasons I'm so lazy now, is because I put everything into doing this stuff while I was in the military.
You really had to bust your ass.
I had
Managed to burn himself out so hard that now he just doesn't want to do the vast majority of stuff overall. Fuck.
oh my god. It's one of the reasons
Basically,
I started smoking
yeah,
and
yeah.
having really bad anxiety attacks.
Holy
I don't have
shit.
PTSD from being in Iraq. I have PTSD from being at Fort Polk and having to run a forward support
Ooh.
company by myself. In any other unit, the job I was in would have been a warrant officer position. I was an E3.
Oh, you weren't even an E4 yet. You were just an E3.
Holy
I was an E3 holding the position of a warrant officer. I was like,
I don't know. I guess I could fix these guns for you, but I mean, really, you're supposed to do this paperwork.
and then eventually it got to a point where I was just big bad angry Zach, where I was just like, no, you can go fuck yourself, Sergeant. I'm not fixing any of your shit because you don't have the fucking paperwork. So I got all these parts ordered. They sent a bunch of the wrong ones. I don't know what the hell I'm doing with all these parts. They're just sitting in cardboard boxes, and anytime I need to get a part, I have to dig through cardboard boxes and talk. You need a new hammer for your M16? Cool. This is going to take me about 2 hours to find this one because I don't know where the hell it is in this mess. I got so frustrated with having to dig through these cardboard boxes. I'm like, fine, I need cabinets.
Did you purchase these cabinets with your own funds? Or?
No, I purchased them with the funds that was allotted to our unit for that fiscal year.
Okay.
I ordered these cabinets. Cabinets get sent to the wrong company. Cool. All right. Well, I have to go get these cabinets now. So I go to sign on a 5-ton truck so that I can go pick up these cabinets.
It's all right. Way more involved than I thought.
Oh,
I
wow.
feel like I have to tell you all the effort that went into these cabinets so you can understand why I did what I did.
Okay.
Once I
What
have the
did he
backstory, you refusing to surrender cabinets might make more sense.
Yes. So, I gotta go get a 5-ton to go pick up these cabinets. I go to get a 5-ton. There's no 5 tons available. What do you mean there's no 5 tons available? There's like 25 tons sitting out there. Nope, we don't have a single one that you can drive. Besides, do you even have a permit to drive that?
Oh,
Of course I do.
wow.
My shop is on the back of one. Why don't you just use the truck that your shop is on? You
Oh.
can't do that because
Hey,
the shop
hey, Sandy.
weighs
How you doing
7.5
today?
tons, and the cabinets don't fit in the door of the shop that's on the back of the
There
truck.
we go. Ow.
Well, we don't have any trucks for you to use.
A knee
Fine.
on my desk just now.
So I walk a mile down to Bravo because
It's just the
if I drive
top of my
car down there
knee,
and I
not
get a
the
truck at Bravo
side,
Company,
thankfully.
Then I'm gonna have to drive the truck back.
Oh.
And
You
I know,
walked
you flipped your
down
feet-
to Bravo Company
sleep schedule
where
and
the
you hate
cabinets
it?
were delivered
Ooh.
because you figured maybe
That's
they
not good.
had a truck you could use.
maybe they had a truck I could use. They have a truck.
Hooray!
Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you for being nicer to me than my own company will. Clementine will remember this. I find someone with a forklift to pick up the cabinets and put them in the bed of the truck. I drive the truck back to my motor pool. I bring them outside my office. We don't have a forklift. Now the cabinets have to come off the truck. I had to get like 20 people to help me pick up these cabinets and put them on the ground outside of my shop.
Jeez.
Now I have to figure out how to get them in my shop. They don't fit in the door.
No!
Well, actually, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. They fit in the door, but only if I take all the drawers out
Okay.
to lighten them up somewhat.
That's
Have too much of a
better anyway,
backlog on
because
reactions.
You're gonna move the cabinet
True,
anyway.
true.
Why not
We're
take
gonna
out
be
the
we're
drawers?
gonna be going
Take
through
all
them
the
for a
drawers, Get the
while.
cabinets put in my shop. They got
Get to watch the
nice
video
little
you
drawers
sent?
in them, and I can put little things.
Which
It's like
video
the inside of a tackle box.
did you
in these
send?
cabinets.
It
You
was
pull
in the
drawer out,
reaction
and they got
pile.
a bunch of dividers in there,
1 second,
and
let
you
me
just put the parts in it. If I needed a part, I could look at the list that I had made on my own personal computer on Excel on the massive 300+ page document that listed what the NSN for the part was, what the name for the part was, how many of them I
There it
had,
is.
and what
And
drawer
yes,
slot
we
they were
did.
in.
We did
You
see
went
that one.
so far
The remote
above
one,
and beyond
yeah, that was
what
so
was
cool.
expected.
I'm sorry, that was so cool. Okay, that remote, I want one. I have no idea if I could ever find one, honestly, but I want one. That was cool as fuck. Why are you on the ceiling? Because Foxinox earlier had me get flipped, and my colors were then inverted as well. So I'm stuck this way for a bit.
Of you. If you had the chance to go back in
By
time, would you tell
unflipped me,
yourself not to
I'd be
give
able to
so
do
much
that.
of an effort? Because you worked your ass off and you never even made the rank of sergeant.
Oh, an ad.
Yeah, if I could go back in time.
Okay,
and
I'll
talk
pause
past
for
me, I
a
would be
little
like,
bit
"No,
while
just don't do it."
everybody's stuck in ad hell. First gravity. Hooray! Yeah, I'm back. There we go. Pause this while everybody's stuck in ad hell. There we go. Put on a little bit of music while we wait. There we go. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba. Bum-bum. Alright, there we go.
Anything,
That
brush it
now.
off. Maybe if you're lucky, they'll send you to a not forward support company because they'll think you're unreliable.
If you keep working this hard, they're gonna find you irreplaceable. They're never gonna promote you. You're stuck. Be a lazy piece of shit.
I started doing that towards the end of my military career. I just started being a lazy piece of
There's
trash.
a
and I didn't
series
care
called
anymore.
Zach's
Anyway,
Gun
only you had
Rants where
started
they check
earlier.
out modern
This is
weapons
great.
from Vegas, and Zach talks about how accurate they are to IRL weapons that he knows of. That sounds like it'd be an interesting. I know that a lot of people put a lot of passion into what they do for Fallout New Vegas and the modding scene in particular. They're way longer. That sounds about right. Actually, he has a lot to say about them. You love these guys? Nice.
great. I finally have an organization for all my parts.
It only took you 4 weeks to get this set up.
2 months. And then probably another 3 weeks after that, getting all the parts put into all the bins and organized by like size and what weapon system they go to. Top drawers for M9 parts. Second drawers for M4 parts. Next drawers for M4 parts. Drawer after that is M16 and 249 parts. I finally have my full
What's up,
bench
Big
stock
guy?
list on a computer. Everything is available. Someone can come
Overwatch
in
getting
and say,
to you again?
hey, the spring broke for my M16. And before they're finished with the sentence, I can say, excellent, I have 6 of them. Here is your part. Sign here, here, and here.
And everything will work smoothly like clockwork.
Watch more of your bits you
I
sent.
can't even tell you how happy I was with it.
We should have enough time to see the other
And
two
then
at least.
Chief came into my shop and looked lustfully at my cabinets. And his
Should
heart,
be. We should have enough
yea,
time to watch them.
It was filled with avarice.
Avarice?
Only
Greed.
Ah, yes.
5 minutes left
Hey,
in
hot
this,
speed of that cabinet.
so we'll
Give it over
watch
to accent.
these.
No, that's
two
how he
at least.
talked. He referred to everyone as high
Maybe
speed. He
get
talked
to
with
the
a really
cover
bad
as well.
lisp.
Oh, okay.
Then the really nice cabinet.
So if we miss that,
Yes,
we
they
can
are,
still
Chief. It
watch
took me a long
that
time to get them. I
tomorrow
remember I
while
put
we're
the order
playing
in.
New Vegas.
Yeah, it took me a long time to finally get these in here. Those are really nice cabinets, high speed. I think I'm gonna need them. No, Chief, I just ordered these cabinets. I need them. I have all my parts in them. High speed, I'm gonna need them cabinets to put Humvee parts in.
Jesus.
The Humvee parts aren't gonna fit in there.
Yeah.
The drawers are too small for Humvee
Who
parts.
just stole the cabinets
so
you
it ended
got?
up devolving
Fuck.
into
That's
from
fucked
a
up.
conversation of, no, Chief, you cannot have these cabinets. I just ordered these. I need them. Into, Chief, you can go fuck yourself, and I'm gonna punch you in the goddamn face if you don't get the fuck out of my shop.
Love it.
I think maybe we missed a step or two here.
Oh, shit.
Eventually, it resulted in me calling him an idiot and telling him that he would be dead and gone before he would ever lay a fucking finger on any of my cabinets.
I
Holy
feel like
shit.
there might be some fallout from
And he
that.
said, we'll see about that high speed, and walked
Oh,
out.
wow.
At which point, I grabbed the pencil mount for a 50 caliber machine gun and threw it through a metal wall locker. I
Damn.
shot-putted a 6-pound chunk of metal so hard into a metal cabinet that it punched a hole through it.
Fuck.
So you damaged your own cabinet that you just received?
Oh, no. This was a different cabinet. This was just like a metal
Oh,
wall
okay.
locker.
All right.
Okay. Did anybody see you do this violent act?
Yes. My squad leader came to talk to me, and he said, you should not have done what you just did. And I said, oh, gee, no shit, you fucking think?
So you're at that point where you know you fucked up, and you're just wondering, what's happening now?
I had to go talk to the company commander. I got chewed out. When I came back, my cabinets were gone and all my parts were on the floor.
Oh, that's fucked up.
In cardboard boxes.
Of
again,
course,
So
yeah.
I had to order more cabinets.
My God.
As it turns out, what happened was better than I ever could have imagined. They sent me to anger management.
Wait, what?
I got to anger management, and sitting in anger management is a staff sergeant,
Okay.
a captain, a lieutenant,
Right,
a warrant
right.
officer, a major, a staff sergeant, a
All
staff
very
sergeant,
high-
a staff sergeant.
These are all very high-ranking
Oh.
members.
These are all people who are much higher ranking than me. And then E4 Zach.
Oh, you had been promoted in between the...
Oh, sorry. Was I an E4 at this time? I can't remember if I was an E4 or an E3. So everyone has to talk about why they were there, and it's, well, my name's Sergeant so-and-so, and I punched one of my soldiers in the face because he wouldn't stop mouthing off to me. Seems reasonable to me.
Typical.
Seems reasonable that you would be here, not reasonable that you would punch one of your soldiers for mouthing off.
If that seems reasonable to me, I can understand that happening.
Right,
Everyone's
right.
going around and talking about what they did wrong. They get to me, and I said, my name is E4 Zach. I'm here because I told my chief warrant officer to go fuck himself and that I thought he was a massive piece of shit. Okay, that's weird. Why is there an E4 in here? While I'm in anger management, someone from my company calls me and asks why I'm not in my shop fixing weapons. And at which point I didn't even reply.
Holy
I
shit.
just snapped my phone in half. In anger management, put the phone down on the table. This is why I'm here. And I just remember several of these other officers just looking at me like, I understand. I feel like they said it was anger management, but I'm pretty sure it was a incompetence of Fort Polk support group. It's just where they send the people that can't deal with the incompetence at Fort Polk.
Oh,
They just
wow.
send them here so they can all just talk to each other about how fucked everything was.
It's good to vent.
I ended up going to anger management for like 4 or 5 months. I have no proof
Damn.
of this, but I'm wondering if when I had told my chief to go fuck himself, if they were like, we've got to kick him the fuck out of the military. And then they went, wait, if we kick him out, we don't have anybody to fix guns.
Shit. And that was the first time that you had job security.
Yeah, I'm 99% positive that I could have gotten away with pretty much anything while I was in the military because I was the only one they had to fix guns.
You never took advantage of this, though.
I did, just in weird ways.
Most fucked up part of this story that he doesn't mention here, the cabinets that got taken from him all got put on the range for target practice? Because they were indeed, as predicted, too small for Humvee part. Okay, so that guy was just being a petty bitch then. You could have just given him back to him. He was right. Just decided to be an asshole. Fuck. Some bullshit. Holy shit. What a piece of shit. Oh my god.
When you started off the story, I figured there'd be a happy ending. You made a
he said.
spectacle of yourself, damaged some machinery, and he said, whoa, okay, you can keep them. and walked away. No, you had to get new cabinets. You had to order a second pair of cabinets.
Had to order a second pair of cabinets. Fortunately, these ones actually showed up at my motor pool.
Well, that's good at least.
But I still didn't have a forklift to take them off the back of the truck.
Oh boy,
Right.
many hands make light work.
Yeah. Well, on the plus side, though, when I would go to anger management, we would do relaxation techniques, and I would get to fall asleep.
Aw, that's nice.
So sometimes anger management just meant nap time.
Oh boy! I'm glad this story had a happy ending after all.
There's a reason there are more volunteers to go to Iraq than there are to go to Fort Polk. The place has a reputation. Oh god. That is fucked up. So they have to functionally force people to go there. Holy shit.
ペコラマミーです。
はい、マミー。明けましておめでとう。ちょっと待って。あ、てかマミーさ、まずペコーラのさ配信でいつもやってるポエム一緒にやってくれる？
できるかな？
できるできる。ちょ
Even
っとブリ
people in
ッ
the
コし
military
てる
where
よ
you
ね。
work know of it?
そんなことない、
Oh
そんなことない。
shit,
いつもこう
damn.
だもん。
いや、ちょっとさ、
That's wild.
大
Okay.
丈夫かなとか言ってたけどさ、ちょっとブリッコかわしてるよね。
全然。
いや、
だよ。
いや、マジブリッコちょっとかわして
みんな、ペコちゃんいじめるよ。
ないいじめるよって味方につけさそうとしないでよ。
みんなはマミーの味方だもん。
違うよ、ペコーラだろ。完全
I'm
にペコーラの
impressed
味方に決まってるでしょ。
by the sheer amount
大
of
丈夫って。
energy going into
いっぱい出てき
味方
たから
につけよ、ペコちゃんいじめないでじゃないだろ。ペコーラいじってないで、ちょっといつも違うんだよ。じゃあそちらをね、ちょっと見ながら、まったりうさだ家のなんか正月っぽいまったり正月ねかん。
regarded as the singular worst posting you can have in the U.S. military, and as such is a dumping ground for all the incompetents bothered to count entirely. Fuck. And I'm guessing the unlucky ones that weren't incompetent, just unlucky, to be sent there. Fuck. Holy shit.
ターンをやっていけたらなと。ペカー。
ペカ
やめてよ。
真似してみた。
いや、真似して。やめ、なんか、っていうのやめて、ペコーラでもそんな笑えないんだからさ。じゃあこれからペコーラもさ、マミーのさ、その、ってパクっていいの？
ダメ。
いや、こんな感じで。
そんなことない。
いや、マジマジ。
Alright. Yeah, I could see why he said that the anger management place was the support group, functionally. Like, I can understand that. 1 second. Got it. There it is. Oh, it's fine then. Brings a cake for Gobbo. The cake, I get it. Oh, wow. Alright. And we'll watch this tomorrow, Pika. I have it bookmarked so that we can check it out, okay? Alright. Hope everybody had a wonderful time. And let's see. Available. Raid real. Huh. 4 people. That narrows it down substantially. Always a blast? Nice. Glad. If anybody has any suggestions for a raid, please feel free. Otherwise, I'll probably roll a die or something about who I'm going to raid. Bismal's. Oh, Bismal's playing Elder Scrolls 5. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Missed your reaction to the other vids? Heck. That's unfortunate, but if they were pretty good. They were pretty good. For roller. There we go. So quiet for some reason. Oh, I'm quiet? That's weird. My audio looks normal. That's odd. Okay then. Well, we'll figure that out eventually. Okay. We'll do 1, 2, 4. Roll. 4! Okay. You're always quiet on your end? That is weird, just generally. Like we are going to raid Goblin Fia this. Okay. Only raided them once, so this ought to be interesting.
I want to make art of you and I, Fia. I'd love that! Do you want to make some art that looks like this? You want art that looks like this?
Christ.
I'm open to other options too, if you'd rather.
Well, this will be interesting.
Don't worry, the Vori's a meme, like piss tubing and clicker training. Fair.
The die must be obeyed. Firing off.
Yay,
There we go.
Vor! Time for Fia to become a
Christ.
Superman reaction
All right.
streamer.
Hope everybody has
Like,
a
here's
fun
the thing,
time
I'm not
with
even reacting to this.
Goblin
Oh my
Fia.
God, what is that
And I'll see you
face?
next
Why does
time if you
Superman
have the
look like
time.
that?
All right, everybody.
Fia, you and me aren't when? I mean, I'm down.
Have a good
here's the
night,
thing,
everybody.
People have asked it like,
Bye-bye.
can we get art together, fingertips pushing together, ooh, ooh. And I'm like,